Do you work or have you worked in your career at the CIA in what is called a SCIF?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
A SCIF is a sensitive compartmented information facility.
And what's the purpose of it?
It is a secure facility in which one can handle sensitive compartmented information.
So if I have that type of information,
the Inspector General's review. Last year, Secretary Kerry asked the State Department's Inspector General to explore those issues. The State Department IG has issued 4 reports with recommendations for improved records management, including FOIA. And all of the OIG's recommendations are resolved, and we have implemented the majority of them.
This and other committees interested in getting the backups that may exist on these deletions. I guess my question to you is he destroying evidence relevant to congressional inquiries? And I'll answer it for you, yes, he is. And what are you going to do about it?
That's not something I can comment on.
Well, let me go into something that concerns this body.
I think I don't think this is under the same provision, but even there, that's a case involving someone who actually stole classified information, hard copies. What people need to remember, and I don't say this to make a little of it, I think it's a very serious matter. What happened here is the Secretary used an unclassified email system, her personal system, to conduct her business.
And let's just stop right there. That in and of itself, and I understand it's we've been through it, you've been through a lot of questions, I apologize. But let's just come back to the basics here. We're trying to parse that I didn't have such a Sandy Berger or all these others who've been prosecuted, they took a hard copy. In today's society, and even understanding if you go through any information assurance class, anything else, they tell you it cannot be on a personal laptop. In fact, there was another chief petty officer who had classified information on a personal computer. It went back and forth at war zone. That is not physical documents. It's on a, to parse words like that is why the American people are fed up. They're fed up with the IRS commissioner when he does it. They're fed up here. I'm not attacking your, I think you're one of the more upright people I've met. I think you just blew it. I think the Attorney General blew it. I shared this with her. And I think when we come to this saying there's no other way that you can say that there's no others that resemble this, as a lawyer, you're taught all the time to take facts and put them, they may not be exact, but they fit under the law. You can't, so I guess maybe I'm going to change the question because we're going to go down to a dead end. You're going to say it wasn't. But let me ask you this. I want to change questions. Do you honestly believe that a lady, a woman of vast intelligence, who is the First Lady of the United States, who is a senator who had access to classified information, all the members here do, who is Secretary of State who had even further classification ability, even beyond what we have here. Do you believe that in this case, honestly, she was not grossly negligent or criminal in her acts?
First of all, I don't believe anyone other than my wife. My question is, what evidence do I have to establish that state of mind? And I don't believe I have evidence to establish it beyond a reasonable doubt.
Then really what we're saying here is this. This is in essence what you're saying. You said, I can't prove it, and I understand. There's a lot of folks out there in the law that, they come to us all the time. I'm an attorney as well, and they come to and say, it's not what we know, it's not what we think, it's what we can prove. I get it. But here's the problem with this, and this is the person who's asking to lead this country. If she can hide behind this and gleefully get approval from the FBI through an investigation, which has been covered here thoroughly, then I just do not understand. She is either the most arrogant, which probably so, or the most insanely naive person we've ever met. Because when I actually show evidences of basically the same thing, which you can take facts and correlate to law, this is why the armed forces right now have the new term called the Clinton defense. I didn't know. I didn't mean to. It's on my brain. It's the Clinton defense. With questions like this, Director, we have given the ability now to where nobody takes this seriously. And this is why people are upset. When it was originally classified, she can tell all the stories she wants. She can have the backup from you that no prosecutor, which is, again, amazing to me, that a law enforcement would tell the prosecutor, because how many times I've been on both sides of this, where the law enforcement agent said, I'm not sure we have a case here, but when the prosecutor looks at it, the prosecutor says, yeah, there's a case here. I don't really, frankly, no offense, care what, if I'm in prosecuting, what the law enforcement officer, if I can see the case and I can make it, that's my job, not yours. And yet now we have a whole system that has been turned upside down, not because I don't believe your honesty of your people, but I believe you blew it because you, frankly, didn't have the whole situation into effect where the FBI would look political. And unfortunately, that's all you've become in this. And it's a sad thing because y'all do great work. You have do great work, and you will do great work. But I think it's time to start, we just bring down the curtain. There's a wizard behind the thing, this Hillary Clinton, who is playing all of us because she's not that naive. She's not stupid. She knew what she was doing because she was simply too bored. If she, God forbid, gets into 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and just gets bored with the process, then God help us all. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Mr. Chairman, there's only two.
The director is permitted to respond.
Yeah.
Two pieces of that I need to respond to. First, you said hiding behind something. This case was investigated by a group of professionals. So if I blew it, they blew it too. Career FBI agents, the very best we have, were put on this case, and career analysts. We are a team. No one hid behind anything. American citizens should insist that we bring criminal charges if we're able to investigate and produce evidence beyond reasonable doubt to charge somebody. That should be true whether you're investigating me or you or Joe Smith on the street. That's the way this case was done. It's about evidence. And the rest of it I'll let go.
Mr. Chairman, I will, and I apologize if you're not saying, just a comment. I'm not, this is the problem, though. When you take it as a whole, it's been said up here, this is a unique case. You've talked about it being a unique case. Director, this is a unique case because I truly, and I don't think you convinced hardly anybody except your own group, I don't think you ever said they couldn't blow it. They blew it. Anybody else would have been prosecuted under this. In my humble opinion,
You're just wrong.
you say
You're
no.
just wrong. We'll just have to agree to disagree.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot to disagree on this. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Time of the gentleman has expired. The gentleman from Idaho, Mr. Labrador, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Comey, I've always appreciated your testimony before this committee, and I respect the work that you do for the FBI.
Hey, guys. Welcome.
Hello.
Well, we have 4 White House fellows in the back. They're going to be disappointed at the turnout here. Welcome to the State Department. I have nothing at the top, so
You don't have anything, really?
No, but I can guess at what your first question is going to be.
Yeah, I would think so. So, as you know, the FBI director has just informed Congress that they've found new emails that are pertinent to their investigation into Secretary Clinton's server. What do you guys know about it? Do these emails relate to while she was Secretary of State? What do you know? Have you been asked to cooperate? Will you cooperate? And no.
Yep, sure. First, what do we know? Not much more than you know. In fact, about the same. We just learned about this when we saw news reports of the letter. So at this point, I'd have to refer you to the FBI for any more details about what emails they may be looking at, what they're looking for, any more details at all. We just don't know anything about the scope of this new, I'm not even sure it's an investigation, but this effort to look at additional emails. And we don't know if these emails pertain to her time while she was at the State Department. We just don't have any more information at this time. Your second question was,
Well, I mean, you said that you say that you just learned about it from the letter that.
no, well, I mean, whatever they were reporting,
But that's a letter to Congress. Has the
Correct.
State Department gotten a letter as well telling it
as
that?
far as I know, we've not been informed about this, no.
Okay, and so, but.
And I spoke to several people before coming out here. This is the first notification we have.
Can you say, you will cooperate though?
Of course.
Right?
I mean, as much as we're needed to cooperate with FBI, as we've done in the past, we'll cooperate to the fullest extent we can.
Okay, really, you're just mystified by this whole thing. Is that what
I
you're
would say
saying?
we're mystified, but we're unaware.
Well, Mark, can I ask, has
Yeah.
the State Department turned over any emails recently to the FBI that we don't know about,
Not
or
that I'm aware of, no.
that might be, because I guess people are just trying to understand
As
where,
are we,
if,
to be honest with you. We don't, I just don't have any additional details. We're certainly, stand ready to cooperate, as I said, if we're asked to do so. But we just don't have any additional details or information to provide at this point.
The court has ordered you guys to produce several more batches of the emails that the FBI turned over.
Correct. Yeah. Right.
Do you
Which is an
anticipate?
ongoing process. Right?
Yeah, but you anticipate that those releases will continue as per scheduled, and that's not in other words,
Yeah.
any new investigation by the FBI is not going to interfere. Is not going to affect your release of the emails that they gave to you.
I would see them as, and again speaking as someone without full, full vision on this new development. I don't see how they would, that they would be in conflict. We plan to proceed with publishing these emails in accordance with the legal commitments we've made.
And you're not aware if those emails are at all
Not at all.
pertinent to this?
Nope.
What about the idea that if these are new Clinton emails, then technically they would be State Department assets, right? They would belong to the State Department if they were Clinton's emails or someone who was working for her during her tenure as secretary.
Sure, go ahead. Finish your
So the question would be then: will you or have you asked the FBI to hand over those documents? And if you haven't, will you?
So again, I think we're just at the point here where we're trying to figure out what these emails even pertain to, whether they're relevant to her time as Secretary of State. Can't make any assumptions at this point that they are, but they may be. As much as they are, we'll certainly seek to work with the FBI if they ask us to, but I just don't have any more details to provide at this point. Anything else, guys? Can we move on? I just don't have what's that?
Well, let's go.
Yeah,
if we've exhausted your non-existent knowledge
Right, exactly,
on the subject.
exactly. Sorry, guys.
All right. Well, can we just? I realize it's Friday, but when I presume that you will get more details at some point during the afternoon.
As we get more information about that, or we have more to say about it, we certainly will update you guys, of course.
All right. Let's go to Syria.
Of course.
Unless someone has more on this. No. Okay. You put out a statement this morning in your name about the fourth report of the joint investigative mechanism that was set up to look at alleged chemical weapons attacks in Syria. And I'm presuming this came up for discussion at the UN Security Council yesterday, and the Russians said that they were not convinced of the findings. I'm going to presume safely, I think, that your statement means that you fully back the findings of the so-called JIM.
Yes, that is a correct assumption to make, that we do support the JIM. We support these types of mechanisms. They're doing important work, really shining a light on these uses of chemical weapons in Syria. And I would note that, of the 4 incidents that are noted in the report,